Welcome to another video tutorial from Loving Every Stitch by Ruby Baby. I'm Ruby Baby, and in this video I'm going to show you how I made these mittens inspired by the Cousins Crossbody Cowl. I'm calling them the Cousins Cozy Mittens. So if you're interested in the Crossbody Cowl, the link will be in the description box below. And if you're ready to make these mittens, here we go. Oh, I forgot to mention, if you're interested in the written pattern, I will have links in the description box below. The supplies you will need for this project is the number 6 bulky weight yarn, size MN 9mm crochet hook, a pair of scissors, and a tapestry needle. To start, we're going to need a long tail, about 18 inches. Make your slip knot and then chain 9. Row 1. Single crochet in the second chain from hook and then across. Chain 1 and turn. You will have 8 stitches at the end. Rows 2 through 14. Single crochet in the back loop only, in the same stitch and in every stitch across. Chain 1 and turn. You will have 8 stitches at the end of each row. Row 15. Single crochet in the back loop only, in the first stitch and in every stitch across. Chain 1 and then fold your work and join with a slip stitch to the first stitch indicated by the arrow. After you've folded your work and joined with the slip stitch, chain 1. We will be working in the rounds from this point on. Round 1. Single crochet in the first stitch and in every stitch around evenly. Join to the first stitch with a slip stitch. You should have 15 stitches at the end of this round. Round 2. Chain 2, double crochet in the back loop only in the same stitch and in each stitch around. Join to the first stitch with a slip stitch. You will have 15 stitches at the end. Row 3 is going to use the bead stitch. Here's a demonstration on how to do that stitch. Okay, so I've already started this row. So I'm skipping this stitch. I'm creating a double crochet in the next stitch. After I've created the double crochet, I'm going to do my bead stitch over the body of a double crochet. So I'm going to yarn over and pull up a loop, and I'm going to do that 3 times. Yarn over again, pull up a loop, yarn over one more time, pull up a loop, and then I'm going to pull through all of the loops on my hook. And that's how you do a bead stitch. Could you show me that one more time? Round 3. Chain 3 and then bead stitch in the next stitch. Skip a stitch. Then follow the pattern of bead stitch, skip a stitch 6 times. Join to the top of the chain 3 at the last bead and skip. You will have 1 chain 3 space and 7 beads at the end. Round 4. Chain 2, double crochet in the same stitch and in each stitch around. Join with a slip stitch to the first stitch. You will have 15 stitches at the end. Round 5. Chain 2, double crochet in the back loop only in the same stitch and in the next 11 stitches. Chain 3, skip 3, and then join with a slip stitch to the first stitch. You will have 12 double crochet back loop onlys and a chain 3 space. Round 6. Chain 2, double crochet in the back loop only in the same stitch and in the next 11 stitches. Double crochet, back loop only in the next 3 chain spaces. Join to the first stitch. You will have 15 stitches at the end. Round 7. Chain 3, bead stitch in the next stitch, and then skip the next stitch. Follow the pattern of bead stitch and skip a stitch 6 times. Join with the slip stitch to the top of the chain 3. You will have a chain 3 space and 7 beads at the end. Round 8. Chain 2, double crochet in the same stitch and in each stitch around. Join with a slip stitch to the first stitch. You will have 15 stitches at the end. Round 9. Chain 1, single crochet in the back loop only in the first stitch and in each stitch around. Join to the first stitch and then fasten off. You will have 15 stitches in the end. Alright guys, let me show you how I do my invisible join and fasten off. I use this method both on the top of the mitt and also for the thumb hole. So I'm going to show you how I do my invisible join. After I've done my last stitch, I do not chain. I just pull the tail through that stitch. Then I thread my tapestry needle and I insert my needle through the first stitch from the back to the front. Once I've done that, I will enter my tapestry needle in the last stitch I made from the front of the back loop to the back of the project. That will create another V stitch at the top of your project. Once I've done that and made it the right size that matches all the other stitches, I then secure my tail with a knot. And once the knot is secured, I will then just weave in my ends into the project. And then you have a seamless join. Insert your hook into the center stitch of the thumb hole and join your yarn with a slip stitch. Round 1. Chain 1 and single crochet evenly around the thumb hole. You should have 12 stitches at the end. Join with a slip stitch to your first stitch. Round 2. Chain 1 and single crochet in the same stitch and in each stitch around. Join to the first stitch with a slip stitch. You will have 12 stitches at the end. Round 3. Chain 1, Slip stitch in the back loop only of the first stitch, and then slip stitch in the back loop of each stitch around. You will have 12 stitches at the end. Then you join, fasten off, and weave in your ends. Using the long tail from the beginning, we will whip stitch the cuff closed. Whip stitch from the opening to the bottom of the cuff. Secure with a knot and weave in your ends. For the left mitt, repeat the instructions from the right mitt for the cuff and then rounds 1 through 4. Round 5. Chain 6, skip the first 3 stitches and double crochet in the back loop only in the next stitch. Double crochet in the back loop only in the remaining 11 stitches. Join with the slip stitch to the 3rd chain of the chain 6 space. You will have a chain 3 space and 12 double crochets in the back loop only. Round 6. Chain 2 and double crochet in the back loop only in the same chain space and the next 2 chain spaces. Then double crochet in the back loop only in the next stitch and in the remaining 11 stitches. Join with the slip stitch to the first stitch. You will have 15 stitches at the end. From here on out, repeat rounds 7 through 9 from the right mitt. Also repeat the thumb hole instructions and repeat the cuff instructions. Alright guys, pew 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 pew. Those are my air fireworks for you guys. But I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I hope you enjoy the mittens that you made, and I hope that you get the crossbody cowl to go with it. And so if you enjoyed this content, please hit the like button, subscribe if you want to be a part of my family, leave a comment because I read them all, hit the bell and all the good things, and enjoy your mittens. All right, see you in the next one. Bye.